This is Nick.
This is Jack.
And this is Robinhood Snacks.
It is election day +2, so we're gonna look at how the election has affected stocks.
And then we got why Uber and Lyft both just jumped over 10%.
Gonna be a good one. Let's do it.
Jack, for our first story, stocks surged yesterday, even though we don't really know who the president is gonna be.
Yeah, Snackers, we're recording this on Wednesday night, so we don't know.
Full disclosure, it's Thursday and you still probably don't know who the president is.
But stocks jumped yesterday because big tech is happy not to be in the spotlight anymore.
Headlines about misinformation on Facebook or Twitter didn't become the main story on election day.
What is a big story on election day, besides the president, who we still don't know, is that we're probably gonna have a divided government with the Democrats controlling the House and Republicans controlling the Senate.
And that means we're less likely to have big new regulation on big tech, so Facebook stock popped.
Divided government tends not to really pass any laws.
So other funny thing we noticed about the election season's got people smoking and gambling a lot more.
And it just so happened two gambling companies, Penn National Gaming and DraftKings, their stock jumped because of the election.
You got Louisiana, Maryland, Nebraska, and get this, South Dakota, all legalized sports gambling.
And another seeming election day winner was cannabis. 5 states legalized cannabis in some way.
But cannabis stocks dropped because investors were hoping for nationwide legalization. They're not gonna get that without a blue wave.
Federal decriminalization, probably not happening under the divided government.
So Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies in the stock market and the whole US economy?
There's a lesson from the 2016 election we should think about this time.
Jack and I remember well, 2016, President Trump won the election and stocks plummeted because it was such a surprise.
They fell big, but then they proceeded to have one of the best Novembers in the history of the stock markets.
Fast forward to 2020, we're not gonna know the end of this election until every vote is counted.
But we do know that during elections and shortly thereafter, there's a lot of stock price swinging, and yesterday's reaction could be totally undone.
Jack, for our second story, you've got the biggest ballot initiative in California history sent Uber stock surging yesterday.
If you live in California, you've had months of Door Dashers dropping off bags that say, vote yes on Prop 22.
Well, it turns out Californians did vote yes on Prop 22.
And that means that ride, hail, and food delivery companies don't need to treat their drivers as employees.
Key distinction.
Nick, the gig companies won because of a secret weapon and a not so secret weapon.
The not so secret weapon here, Uber and Lyft splurged $200 million along with some other apps to get you to vote yes on Prop 22.
The opposition was labor unions who didn't have nearly as much. They could only scrounge up 19 million for like counter political ads.
But the secret weapon was the apps themselves because they've been downloaded by millions of Californians.
Again, if you're in California and you have the Uber or Lyft app, which you probably have both, you've been pummeled with push notifications telling you to vote yes on Prop 22.
Honestly, Jack and I call this the best billboard in the world, the Uber push notification.
$200 million and 200 push notifications later, California passed and said yes to Prop 22.
And then Uber and Lyft stocks surged yesterday.
Even though Uber drivers aren't going to be treated like employees, they're still getting some wins here.
Proposition 22 keeps these drivers like Uber and Lyft as independent employees, but they are picking up some perks.
They're gonna get some form of minimum wage, which is nice. They're gonna get some money from the companies to pay for health insurance, and they're gonna get disability pay.
And Jack, they're gonna get that flexibility to still work when they want.
And Uber is not gonna have to go through with their threat to shut down Uber in California, which would have meant nobody gets paid.
At the end of the day, Jack and I are thinking these drivers for Uber, Lyft, and all the gig apps, they're ending up better off.
Nick, this electorally charged episode kind of reminds me of that Schoolhouse Rock episode.
I'm a Bill,
and I'm hanging out on Capitol Hill.
Snackers, follow us on Instagram at Robinhood Snacks.
Or subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/RobinhoodApp.
We'll see you tomorrow. We still may not have a president, but we've got your back.